More than 5 million people live and work in the Atlanta metro area. It boasts the country's 6th strongest economy. Atlanta is home to a number of Fortune 500 companies like Coke, Delta, and SunTrust, and it's proud of it. But what it's not proud of is the lucrative business of trafficking, which by all accounts appears to be flourishing here.
A lot of the same things that bring businesses here also bring traffickers here. We are a transportation hub. It used to be, particularly with respect to child sex trafficking, that if someone wanted to have sex with a child, they needed to go to Thailand. Well, now, a man can fly into Atlanta, have sex with a child, and be home for dinner.
U.S. Attorney General Sally Yates, the region's top prosecutor, is raising the profile of Atlanta's anti-trafficking movement. On a recent Thursday night, the hellish reality she's battling is clearly seen on the streets of at least one neighborhood. Young girls walking with their pimps, getting into cars, and going off with older men. Online ads also reveal the hundreds of young women and girls being sold on any given night.
We're also a city that is known to a certain extent for the sex industry here, strip clubs and prostitution. And then we have lots of conventions, lots of major sporting events that creates a ready market.
Activists like Stephanie Davis have been fighting this for years.
It's something that you just don't talk about. It's the South. We're living in a culture that is very polite.
But Davis says a cultural shift is pulling together the faith community, business leaders, and politicos. In the past year, it led to a historic anti-trafficking bill, which provides tougher penalties for buyers and sellers. The state of Georgia has also worked hard to provide an array of services for victims, even targeting girls at risk.
I think the best thing that you can do is not tell them what to do, but teach them how to think. Teach them how to make decisions.
Atlanta's Christian community is also galvanizing. A church coalition known as Street Grace promotes awareness, prayer around the clock, and local anti-trafficking ministries. Out of Darkness is one such group. Its mission, serve as a rescue hotline for trafficking victims. Since starting in December, it has rescued 6 women, taking them to recovery services around the city. Atlanta's business community is also waking up to the issue, and activists say its support is crucial.
In any corporate culture, that's still very male-dominated, and there's a lot of wink-wink that goes on after hours, particularly when professionals are entertaining their clients.
Companies can also make a difference by looking at their supply chain.
Probably in the beginning, it is going to adversely affect their bottom line.
Atlanta entrepreneur Elizabeth Marchant is one of the voices calling on corporations to change their ways. While she acknowledges that it's not easy, Marchant makes a strong case for why companies must address trafficking.
They're thinking, well, this is over here, this is a social issue, this doesn't impact my business. And yet it does, because you have employees at risk, you have vendors at risk, and you have your entire reputation at risk.
And, says Marchant, investors and employees, especially younger ones, want responsible companies. Atlanta's own Delta Airlines has taken a first step by signing an international agreement to combat trafficking. The state's largest hospital and hotels like Radisson and Country Inns are training employees to be on the lookout and report any signs of sexual exploitation. And more than a dozen area corporations have pledged to hire victims, thanks to a new partnership between Manpower Group and the nonprofit Second Chance Employment Services.
When they come to us, we never really ask them how much they can do, how much they know, what the situation is, but we tell them how much can we help them.
It's no different in many ways than when we talk to people about putting people with disabilities to work. The initial fear, how can we do that? Will they fit in? Can they do the job? And then when they get, they rationalize it through their minds and they understand that this is not about charity. This is about putting people with the skills that are necessary to work.
What's especially needed in Atlanta right now, facilities designed to shelter victims. Such places could better help with their restoration. They could prevent them from returning to the streets and allow them to continue as witnesses in the cases that put those who buy and sell them behind bars. Reporting in Atlanta, Heather Sells, CBN News.